Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. It looks like LR AGL JIREN might finally be coming next to global. So with all of the new content literally coming from today, or starting from today, or at least information on upcoming content from the new area, which is chapter 6 part 2, also having area 38 added to Dokkan quest, which is going to bring a free-to-play TUR freezer and cooler, which by the way looks sick. I really wish it was an LR. New stages of ESBR, new stages of Infinite Dragon Ball history, basically some free stones. We're not going to complain with the anniversary only being a few months away at this point. But we're also going to get new stages of the God of Destruction event, which are going to be stages 13 to 15, which is what came with LR JIREN on JP. There's also going to be a new burst mode, and then also a new Dokkan Awakening or Dokkan Awakenings from the story event Assemble Warriors of Universe 6 for the free-to-play hit, Sonel and Perina, and also Champa as well. With him potentially coming very, very soon within this week, we are getting ever so close to actually being fully and 100% synced up with JP after all this time. So JIREN will lead Universe 11 with key plus 4 HP in attack and defense plus 200%, or Universe Survival Saga with key plus 3 HP in attack and defense plus 200% as well. So a very nice dual 200% lead, which we haven't really seen at all. And Universe Survival Saga has had major buffs over the last year with not only soon to be and hopefully soon to be LR AGL JIREN, but there's Dokkan Fest Topo, all of the Universe 7 Easy A's from the year 6s to Blue Boys, Strength UI to Dokkan Fest Tech UI drop-in. The category's stacked. On 12 key, he'll raise attack and defense by 30% for one turn, cause cross damage to the enemy. On 18 key, will greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for one turn, cause mega cross damage to the enemy, and have a 50% chance to stun. Starts the turn with key plus 8 and attack and defense plus 350%. Disables the action of an enemy hit by the character's attack once within a turn for one turn from the character's entry. Has 50% damage reduction, gains an additional attack and defense plus 50% when attacking, then gains an additional attack plus 100%, and has a 70% chance to crit, and an additional damage reduction of 11% as the second or third attacker in a turn, especially when you can run 2 of these, don't forget, and you can run him next to Easy A Tech LR JIREN, along with the likes of Easy A Strength Kefla as well, but his best friend of course will be Tech JIREN. JIREN does have a standby where he'll stand by for 5 turns, during which the charge count will increase by 1 per key sphere obtained by allies. The standby conditions can be activated starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, which having a standby as early as turn 3 is very good, considering we've only got longer, not too long, but only got longer with the more recent content that has dropped. While JIREN is in standby, he is unable to attack, but he does get beefed out. He will have 350% defense, all allies key plus 3. He'll reduce damage received by 50% and an additional damage reduction of 11% per key sphere obtained. Will gain an additional defense plus 100% when receiving an attack, and he will also randomly change key spheres of a certain type to AGL key spheres, which is of course going to help you gain even more damage reduction, or as much damage reduction as possible per key sphere obtained with that 11%. All allies attack plus 70%, self-excluded, doesn't really matter, you can't attack, for 2 turns when the character is the second or third attacker to obtain key spheres in a turns. This can be activated when charge count is 24 or less. The second one, which is the one you want, he will awaken into full power JIREN, which is the transformation we're looking for, and this can be activated when charge count is 25 or more. Then if you get enough charge count to transform into full power JIREN, which is exactly what we're looking for, you'll get this beefy monster right here, where on 12 key he will greatly raise attack by 50% and raise defense by 30% for one turn. On 18 key he will massively raise attack by 100% and raise defense by 30% for one turn again, and cause mega cross damage to the enemy. Does have a guaranteed stun where you can take advantage of it. Starts the turn with key plus 11 and attack and defense plus 400%. So a massive amount of stats. It's so big. Pause. Continue. It's so big that it made me stutter. Pause. Moving on, he does have 60% damage reduction. He will foresee enemy super attack and gain an additional damage reduction of 11% for 1 turn from the character's entry. So as soon as you transform into full power Jiren, if you get enough charge count, you have an enemy scouter, which is always handy. So you might want to save his standby for as long as possible for when you think you may need it most to get you out of trouble. But then foreseeing enemy super attacks at all points nowadays is always handy. And then for that 1 turn after transformation, you have 71% damage reduction, which obviously is a lot. Jiren will then gain an additional attack and defense plus 111% when attacking, have a 70% chance to crit, gain an additional chance to crit plus 11% of each super attack performed, which can literally build up from about 70% up to 81. If he hits an additional from dupe system, you're looking at what, 92%, which is almost guaranteed crit. And he'll then gain an additional attack plus 50%. Attacks are guaranteed to hit and guaranteed crit when key is 24, and then he'll gain an additional attack plus 50% with each super attack received. So one thing that is certain with LR Jiren is he'll be doing a ton of damage, very beefy, and overall an insanely good LR. It's unfortunate that he isn't here yet, because at this point Tech LR Easy Jiren has aged a bit, but that is going to be his best friend, even though he does just generally work well on a Universe Survival Saga team. But that's kind of the price we had to pay with the sync up happening, and then these guys just taking so long to actually finally give us Jiren, rather than just kind of bundling everything in the game, which they started to do, then stopped, and now we're just kind of waiting for everything to be added again. But hopefully with this content finally being added to Global, it does mean Jiren is indeed on the way, and we're one step closer to the games both being fully synced up 100%, rather than Global having missing content. Do let me know down in the comments if you're going to be summoning for LR Jiren, if he does end up dropping, and if you're excited for him to be dropping. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.